So what I do is typically, revalue the assets and then go for fresh debt. What is the question that you're asking is, sir, in your case, you only need to look at what is known as, when you say EBITDA, you just look at debt to EBITDA. And typically, more than debt to EBITDA, just remember that debt to EBITDA in the range of 1, bankers are comfortable. More than debt to EBITDA, sir, look at interest coverage ratio, which is what I was talking to sir. Look at EBIT by interest. And there you can raise comfortably as long as your EBIT is 4 times interest. I'll put it up. I can rub this with your permission. How much debt to take is the question. And the humble response is, revalue, look at the collateral value.
But we might not have time for that.
Then your shortcut method, sir, is, sir, it should not fall to less than 4. In fact, anything above 4 is supposed to be good. Between 3 and 4, above 4 is very good. Between 3 and 4 is good. So some people say you can take it up to 3 also. I would say EBIT should be, that's what I was talking to sir, Mr. Sanjay, EBIT should be at least 4 times interest.
So what is the reason?
The simple reason is bankers are comfortable to pay 1 rupee as interest, right, and this company is earning at least 4 rupees. So if you say interest coverage ratio, what it really means is to pay 1 rupee of interest, how much is the company earning?
What is the 4 is from
4,
market sentiment?
market sentiment. Market sentiment, it only, there is no derivation, it only shows that, right, to pay 1 rupee of interest, this company is earning 4 rupees, which is fairly comfortable. If it is 2:1, right, Prasanna sir, if it is 2:1, this means to pay 1 rupee of interest, this
Cash flows get.
yeah, and anything going wrong, that 2 rupees can drop. So this 4 is my figure, right, we use it. Some colleagues are, some banks, like some private banks are comfortable with even 3. Like HDFC would be comfortable with even 3, right. I come from SBI Caps. We are always having an interest coverage ratio more conservatively above 4 is what we say. So a shortcut for you is nothing is, moment you do your projections, EBIT by interest, kitna hai, is it falling, right, moment you start loading debt, this ratio will start falling. So it will be 7. You take more debt, it will fall to 6. You take more debt, it will fall to 4.8. Take so much debt so that it is at least above 4.
Yeah, when you follow this method, you will never go wrong in your cash flow.
Absolutely.
Your cash flow will support that.
Yes. Your projected cash flow will. Yes, sir.
Well, I just wanted to get some more information on how the NPV method is in contradiction with the IRR method, and I just also needed to know what an intrinsic value of firm is, how it is calculated. I've
Okay.
got a lot of that terminal which
Pleasure.
I really don't know what it is. Repeat it. Intrinsic value of the firm. How is calculated?
The second question is the easiest to answer. The enterprise value is nothing but intrinsic value of the firm. It's just that we use a different jargon. First question, if I can, because I just planned my session. I don't want to disappoint you also. If you go to the website, right, you will see, normally I take NPV IRR in a project finance session, right, and I've already covered it just like that. I recorded it and I put it on the website, NPV versus IRR. So if you can devote 45, I thought I'll use it for something else, credit valuation. Just go out to the website and you can see that. I'll show it to you now itself. I'll tell you why, because I just thought I'll do a bit of credit valuation for you colleagues, since I had that extra time. Sanjay sir, if you can just, yeah. Sorry, that will go over 45 minutes, but you should watch it, right? But I'll give you a good idea now itself, right? I don't want to disappoint anybody. Let me just take 2 minutes. Before that, can I just show this to you all? This I will not share, please. I'll not share this, but I think it's important that you understand this. This is your full tax. So you kept asking, right? Addition of working capital, Sanjay sir. And this is your enterprise value. Pillai sir, if you turn it, and let us say there is no tax. In this case, we have assumed that there is tax of 30%. There is tax of 30%. Here we are assuming that there is no tax. So remember I told you about tax restructuring. So can you see the value? Excuse me, this is how you bring value into the company. You just have to tell these to people. Then they realize iska kya farak padta hai. I have not finished. No tax and no addition of working capital. Meaning what I am saying is, all this increase in EBITDA, Vishwanath sir, I can do without any increase in net working capital. Okay, increasing efficiency. Sir, can you see the value? So this is specifically for you, Sanjay sir. Thank you for spending time during the break. No tax and reduction in working capital. So you are going on, not only are you increasing efficiency, senior, I am improving it year on year, year on year. So all that I have to do is show it to you. Set a signal.
So why you don't want to share this?
The reason it's a working assignment, senior.
Actually, what, not the 100, that's not working. That's
Right, I've just culled it out. I've just culled it out to make it right. But this is actually a working sheet. If you see, I've linked it down there. Right, I've actually linked it down there. If you still want it, just send me a mail. I'll remove the formulas and send it across to you. Idea is never to hide anything up. Please don't misunderstand. Right.
If you hide the formula, you've already given the formula.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Right.
Now another question. That
One sec, sir. One sec, senior. Sir. This is what I was indicating. You can see from where your company can keep pitching up to what. Just by simply, this is 0% tax, this is tax structuring, 0% increase in working capital, 20% reduction in working capital. You can see what is happening. Across the line, right? You can set up a unit in Baddi. What happens? The same valuation changes. Oh, you go to Dubai, what happens? Increasing efficiency. No, I'll get that efficiency increase by reducing working capital. Right? ये इसके लिए बताते हैं ना, क्योंकि you can give an extreme case scenario, right? With due permission, right? This is a client which is an Ahmedabad-based company, and they are all very, very good. They understand steel, they understand furnaces very well. But this part, you need to keep relating it to them with numbers. Then they can start connecting faster. So you were saying something.
Yeah, one thing now, I mean, having decided on a target,
Yes.
having decided on enterprise value,
Yes.
having decided on a structure, a
Yep.
modified capital structure.
Yes.
Now, if you want to incorporate for the equity investor,
Huh.
how much is investing and how much is getting it out in terms of purely on cash. So in that case, you have to take the repayments also into account as an outflow. And then I think, can you just say us,
I will show
do
you.
that, then we can calculate IRR on the return investment.
Right, yes. So I think now what I'll do is I'll show you what is NPV IRR. The entire lecture is there on the website, but I'll still show it to you what is NPV IRR, since there are two colleagues who are asking me this question now. Okay, I think it's because we are inside a room, but anyway, right? No, it's okay. I'll anyway do it for you colleagues. What is NPV IRR? But I still will request you all to please go through it, because right there I've shown you the negatives of IRR method. What is the negative value of IRR method, right? So you could switch this off. Thank you again. Thank you very much. What is, first thing is, if you're talking about, if you're clearly talking about valuation as a concept, first thing that you should understand is equity. When you say equity valuation, even when we say IRR, somebody investing IRR, first thing you need to understand is how much stake to give. What should be the percentage stake that you should give? I was talking, or rather Hitendra sir was kind enough to share something with me. I want to tell some very important things to you all. I think in the Indian context, you need to understand one very simple thing, which according to me is even applicable globally. You can apply it globally also. Please understand, to control any company, you need to pass resolutions. And what are we talking about? Percentage stake, equity. Percentage stake, equity. I will link it to Sir IRR just in a minute, right, after I finish this. once I finish this, then it takes me a minute to just connect it here. Resolutions basically means, right, Pillai sir, you need to understand there are two types of resolutions: ordinary resolutions and special resolutions. Ordinary resolutions and special resolutions. To pass an ordinary resolution, we need to remember that anybody in your company needs 50% plus one share. Needs 50% plus one share. To pass a special resolution, you need 75% plus one share. It is not 76. It is not 51. It is 50% plus one share. I'm so happy I'm taking these topics from some dear friends who are going to invite strategic partners, financial partners into equity of a company. Please get this straight and clear. Anything in equity is about resolutions. Some of us believe that, and very rightly so, 51 chalega, galat kiya aapne. You have not thought about the entire scenario. Equity is not about 51% or 49%. Equity is much more than that. If you get this concept clear, you need to understand that when you say ordinary resolutions and special resolutions, equity stake basically means there are three shareholding percentages. There are three very, very important shareholding percentages. 1, 25%, 2, 50%, 3, 75%. Mr. Vishwanath is a dear friend, so I'll just use it as an example to convey. Mr. Vishwanath's company, just to get this out, Mr. Vishwanath's company, I have 20% stake, sir has 80% stake. Let's say I don't like the management of the young man. I can keep objecting to it. Finally, he'll say, Mr. Menon, instead of objecting to it, let's pass a resolution. When a dear colleague here has 80% and I have only 20%, he can pass both ordinary and special resolutions. 80% stake. Case 2, I have 24% stake. He has 76% stake. He can still pass ordinary and special resolutions. Case 3, I have, you have to remember when you are dealing with your German firm, I have 25% plus one share. Sanjay sir, you will finish it for me. What happens at 25% plus one share? Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Vishwanath cannot pass special resolutions till I vote in his favor. Thank you very much. In equity shareholding, in equity valuation, please remember that don't make the cardinal principle of thinking 51-49. Please note, even at 25%, moment you cross 25%, you have the right, and the right is to block a special resolution. The right is clearly to block a special resolution. Even if it is one share, if you understand this, you will realize we do all this FCFE and all that, and then we say 24% shares, this is FCFE, we have done it, and I think we have discussed well now. 24% share of a company, you are ready to pay 100 million, 100 crores, whatever. Units is yours. 26% of a company, I am taking 26 to communicate better, somebody is ready to pay 150 crores. This will not come from an FCFE model. An FCFE model gives you 100% of equity, then 24% is just 24%. Kitna hai aapka? Okay, right? You got for 100%, you got a clear value, very good. So 24% of that. This is a multiple, but the moment you say this, along with the equity valuation that you have done, you have to also bring in what is known as, see, please note here, for the additional 2%, sir, what you are paying extra is 50 crores. And this evaluation model will not explain it to you. What is explained here is what is known as control premium. If you are selling your company, if you are inviting stake into your company, be prepared to ask for controlling premium moment it crosses this. If you are buying into a company, the choice is yours. Either you pay lower and B, this side is full strategic stake. Just strategic stake. 25 onwards it becomes controlling stake. And if you want controlling stake, if you are a buyer, there is every possibility, the guy on the other side is advised properly, that you have to pay what is known as control premium. And the control premium today can go up as high as 30 to 40%. It depends on negotiations. 30 to 40% means what? Let me explain this. What you will have to do